Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Sarah.
And I love going to the movies, and I know you do too as well, Sarah.
I do.
You ever had that experience when you're watching a movie that the scenery is so outstanding you start to wonder, where was that filmed?
I have, Catherine, and now sometimes I see my own backyard up on the movie screen because tons of movies are being filmed now in Atlanta.
That's true.
And so we wanted to focus this podcast today on really beautiful, amazing movie locations that have really cool tours.
Mm-hmm.
And we could have chosen from hundreds of different locations that have tours, but we're just going to focus on a few of them. And the first up is the movie that inspired the podcast, and that's one that I know you really love, and it's War Horse.
Yeah, it's just got beautiful scenery in it. Have you seen it?
I actually haven't, but I'm going to have to after this podcast.
Yeah, it was filmed in the Dartmoor National Park in Devon, England. And the director, Steven Spielberg, said when he got there and saw it, he realized that the scenery was going to be a third character in the movie.
Well, and he was right, because from the research I've done and the trailers that I've seen, Dartmoor is a beautiful location. It's just full of rolling hills and valleys, and what a better place to film a movie about horse, because it's known for its native ponies who've been running free there for thousands of years. And the area has been really smart, and they've capitalized on the movie's success, and it's now offering tours and packages of the area to people that are big fans of the film.
Yeah, they can see all the places where they filmed it, so it's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
And another popular spot is Moab, Utah, where they filmed City Slickers, Thelma and Louise, 127 Hours, Mission Impossible 2, and just tons of other movies.
Another one that I know you're a huge fan of, Catherine, is John Carter.
It's just blowing up the charts right now.
It is. But, you know, Moab is just, it's another stunning location. It's completely different than Dartmoor, but it's full of just gorges and cliffs and, you know, great spot to film movies like westerns. And there's a really interesting spot between Castle and Professor Valley, and this is on the Upper Colorado River Scenic Byway. You can drive this short, you know, couple of mile byway. And this is where many westerns have been shot, and including the Rio Grande, which is a famous John Wayne western.
Yeah.
And they're filming right now, which is April 2012, they're filming another new feature, The Lone Ranger. So there have been movies filmed pretty much back to the 20s, but right up till today, they're still filming westerns there.
They still are. And there's actually a free movie museum along that highway at Red Cliffs Lodge, and it's got posters and memorabilia from the early days of the 20s, as you were saying, right up to the present. So if you're into the movies, you definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, you might get to see a John Carter poster. Next, we're going to take a trip to the other side of the globe to another stunning location, New Zealand. This is where the Oscar-winning trilogy, The Lord of the Rings, was filmed. They, of course, filmed all over New Zealand on both islands. But we are going to talk about one of the most famous spots, and that was on a farm in Mata Mata, which is on the North Island.
This is the home of the village of Hobbiton.
Shire.
Yeah, and it is set on this working sheep and cattle farm, very picturesque, lots of green pastures, and they have tours of the farm where you can visit the movie set, the Hobbit holes, the Green Dragon Inn, and you can also pet the sheep on the farm. So
really cool. And like I said, they filmed tons of places all over New Zealand, and there are tons of Lord of the Ring tours, but this one we thought was really particularly fun.
Oh yeah.
And our last stop is going to be a little bit of a deviation, but we just couldn't do this podcast without including it, and that is the popular British TV drama Downton Abbey. Catherine, you and I are huge fans, and it's being filmed at Highclere Castle, which is just west of London, and this castle has been the home of the Earl of Carnarvon since the 1600s.
Yeah, and it's open to the public from April through the summer.
Which is now, so if you're a big Downton Abbey fan, go.
This is the time to go.
Yeah.
You can see the drawing room, the main hall, the library, where a lot of the scenes were filmed. They also have very extensive gardens that you could walk through. And one other thing that I thought was really cool was that you can have your wedding there.
Do you think the Downton Abbey staff is going to show up and help?
I really hope so.
I doubt it, but
that would really make it special.
That would.
So if you're a fan, you want to check out Highclere Castle.
Yeah, so that's going to wrap up our tour of just a few movie locations that we thought were particularly awesome. But like I said, there are tons more. We'll include a lot more on our blog, as always.
And you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. The addresses are at the end of the podcast.
And we'll see you next time on The Coolest Stuff on the Planet.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.